Welcome. If you're having constipation, gas, bloating, gastrointestinal issues, this is one video you're definitely going to want to watch. Here I just put 1 tablespoon of chia seeds in here just about a minute ago. Chia seeds swell, retains fluid. I'm going to come back to this in just a little while because we need soluble fiber. Soluble fiber is what keeps you healthy in so many different ways. Lowers cholesterol, it slows down digestion, it lowers your insulin, your glucose, it makes you feel full, it gives you satiety, and it will help cleanse that colon. Very, very important. When it comes to constipation, you must make sure you're drinking lots of fluid, getting your fruits and vegetables, your whole grains, as well as keeping the stress levels down. Because stress will kick up your sympathetic nervous system, and that will definitely stop your intestines from working. The parasympathetic mode is called the rest and digest. Deep breathing is extremely good. So if you're having any type of digestive issues, the first thing I would tell you to do is make sure you start doing more meditative breathing exercises to start relaxing your system. Let's head over for a little bit of anatomy. Let me explain a little bit what we're going to do. In the midst of this video, I'm going to do demonstrations to show you points that you can hit on your own self. You can push and you can stimulate your intestines. I'm going to demonstrate on someone else as well as myself, but you're going to learn so many good things here. Let's head over here. This is when you eat your food in your mouth. You swallow it, goes down to your esophagus. Right here is the top of your stomach. And in the top of your stomach, that is what we call the lower esophageal sphincter. And that lower esophageal sphincter right here is where we get that acid reflux. Because if you're taking acid blockers, which many people are, or proton pump inhibitors, the lack of acid has an effect on the pressure in the stomach that can relax that lower esophageal sphincter, causing that acid to make its way back up. Very important to make sure that you are having enough acid in your stomach, because acid is designed to help kill bacteria. It's designed to help digest proteins so you can get the right proteins into your system, broken down into amino acids. You need it to help get calcium into the bones. So when the food comes into the stomach, it makes its way into the small intestine. The pyloric sphincter, being on the lower part of the stomach, makes its way into the duodenum, then into the jejunum, and then into the ileum. Those are 3 parts of the small intestine. And the ileum is on the right side, forming what we call the ileocecal valve. On that lower right side, right down here, that's where our appendix is at. Right there, little appendix. But this is the part you're going to learn a lot. This is what we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on the large intestine, how we can stimulate it, how we can get this to work right again, how we can mobilize it naturally. No drugs, safe, but very effective. So this is what we call the ascending colon. Right here on my right side, ascending colon, right below the rib cage. Going across, we have the transverse colon, that big piece right here. Right under here, that transverse colon. And then once it gets to the edge here, this is called the descending colon. Right down in here. As it makes its way around that flexure right there, we're going to have the rectal area, the rectum, as well as the anus, where everything makes its way out. But I want you to look at this because we're going to be focusing on these areas here, along with around the belly button. We're going to be focusing on points even within the leg and the ankle that stimulates the stomach. Master acupressure points, Eastern points that have been around for thousands of years. So effective, so amazingly good for you, and you're going to see great results. So, for that being said, I want to come back to my chia seed just to show you, just a few minutes. Look how thick it's getting, 12 times the size. And what do I recommend chia seeds? Soluble fiber. Soluble fiber absorbs fluid. We have insoluble fiber, which is your roughage, your lettuce, and the rough part that doesn't absorb fluid. But it's important that you're getting your soluble fiber as well as insoluble fiber, because if you have high triglycerides, high cholesterol, you're getting potential plaquing, we need that soluble fiber. That soluble fiber does so many wonderful things. So this soluble fiber will definitely help keep you full, keep you satiated, and it will work wonders when it comes to lowering bad cholesterol levels, which is excellent for your cardiovascular system. So what I'm going to do with you next, we're going to get into the fun session, the practical session. All right? So before I get into that, let me just show you one simple thing, because I'm going to be demonstrating on a young lady, and I'm going to be using her stomach, because better her stomach than mine, because I can at least look, and I can look at the camera and explain more to you that way. But if you're standing up right now like I am, or you're sitting down, or you're lying down, if you just take your fingers in the lower part of that right side here, this is what I want you to see, and we just stimulate upwards with our fingers like this, and we just stimulate it just for maybe 30 seconds, and we come across 30 seconds, you push in and just stimulate it, and after 30 seconds you come down again. You're going to start to belch, you're going to start to release a lot of gas, you're going to stimulate your intestines, you're going to hear what we call bulbarygmy, where the intestines start to sing. You're going to hear, you know the gurgle sound? As you start stimulating this area, like I'm telling you, pushing up, massaging across, massaging down, you're going to stimulate that peristalsis. If you're having food that's sitting and fermenting in your intestines, you're not going regularly, you're going every 3 days, 4 days, maybe a couple times a week, you notice your stools are really hard, drink more fluid, more water. You're getting toxins related into your system. Those toxins are going to make its way into your bloodstream to cause inflammation, possibly even autoimmune, actually allergies or reactions, or actually dermatitis, psoriasis, problems you may be getting in your skin because of your auto-intoxication. So it's so important that we get these intestines working. Okay, that being said, let's get to work. So I'm going to try to show you as close up as possible. So that's why I wanted to zoom right in. You're going to see my hands. You won't see my face anymore, but I will talk you through this, and I will explain more to what you need to do. So here's the belly button. As I told you before, on the right side, between the belly button and this bone right here, it's called the ASIS, anterior superior iliac spine. But in the middle of it is where your appendix is at. And this is right where the ascending colon makes its way coming upwards. So as I explained before, you can take your fingers, and when you're laying down, it's a lot easier. Now see what I'm doing here with two hands? It's a little easier, this technique that I like. You'll come up to the rib cage, you just stimulate it going upwards, and then you'll kind of take your fingers and run it over to the other side in the transverse colon, about 30 seconds each, and after that, you'll make your way down the descending colon. So this is very important for everyone to do. You'll start here and your intestines start to rumble. Now let's make our way back to the belly button. If we look between the belly button and the top of the sternal area here, you'll feel bone here. In the midpoint between the two, right there, that's a master point. And what I want you to do is you can stimulate that point, putting pressure in there, not too deep, but enough pressure, and just little clockwise circular motions. This helps get rid of a lot of gas underneath the stomach area. This will stimulate the intestine as well. That's another great point. Now, another one is 2 finger lengths below the belly button. Right after that second finger, same thing. You can get in with 2 fingers, a little deeper now, because we are lower on the intestines. This is great for gas, great for constipation, great for bloating. You'll spend about 2 minutes right here. And 2 finger lengths on both sides of the belly button is also a powerful one. You can take one finger and the other finger, and you can go just circular motions, however you like, and stimulate it like this. What I like to do sometimes, I'll take 2 fingers on one, do that for about 20 seconds, release it, and come 2 fingers on the other. This seems to work really well. You can just do this technique for about 2 minutes. You'll find it very, very effective. And another great master point, if you follow the left rib cage going down right on the edge of the rib cage right here, on the outside portion here, take 2 fingers and stimulate that. That affects the gallbladder, the liver, the spleen, as well as the intestines. It reduces gas, constipation, helps stimulate the whole entire gastrointestinal system. Remember, as you stimulate this, This is working with the whole gastrointestinal system. Remember that the liver secretes bile. Bile goes into the gallbladder under here, this right side right here. The gallbladder makes its way into the small intestine to break down fats. Very important. But also want to make sure that you're getting your probiotics, your kefir, your yogurt, your fermented foods, your sauerkraut. Very, very important because that's your colon, that's your microbiome. And there's two main master points you must learn. And I promise you, you'll see great changes in your digestive system. First one is right below the knee. Take 4 finger lengths just like this. As you go right below the knee, as you come right below that last finger right there, you'll feel a bone right here. It's called your tibia. Just come on the outside right here. And that's a very powerful master point to the stomach. Gas, bloating, indigestion, heartburn, stimulate that for 2 minutes. And the last one, we're going to come inside. By the way, you can use one, both, or both legs, either one. Last one, you'll come inside right where the ankle bone is right here, 4 fingers above the ankle bone here, right there. You see just that little, what they call the medial malleolus. Come just against that bone, 4 fingers right about here, just on the outside of the bone where the fleshy part is right there. And it's tender. You'll stimulate that for a good 2 minutes, however you like. Get in that point right there. Very powerful to the stomach, the intestines, the whole gastrointestinal area. So now you have the tools on what you can do to yourself, a friend, a loved one when it comes to your indigestion, your constipation, your bloating. Utilize these tools, and I believe you're going to see wonderful things happen with your health. Please share this video with your friends and family. Leave your comments below, and most important, make it a great day. I'm Dr. Alan Mandell.